Hello everyone, Crafty Carol here on tutorial number 3. I've been asked again to do another wee tutorial. This time I'm using the larger block here, 20 by 10. There's about a 25 thickness here of the freestanding blocks. And I'll just run through just another wee tutorial of the decoupage again. I'm going to apply some ribbon around the edge as well, and I've already gone ahead and created my own wee design on my computer for front and back. So we shall cut that. There we go. So at the front here, let's get started. So if you've seen from the other couple of tutorials I've done, I just use the Mod Podge here and we apply a very thin coat to begin with here, just so we can apply it just that wee bit evenly, and it's easier and more flexible to work with, as I say, as you've seen maybe from tutorial 1 and 2. And just really just going to spread this out quite thinly. You can see here. There we go. And then we can take our first copy. Thin paper is about, I've said in our tutorials as well, it's about 75 grams. And as I've just went on ahead and created my own wee design, just a wee teacher coat at this time of the year. They sell quite quickly. So I'm just patting this on here. There we go. Smooth it over. It doesn't take long. Use the palm of your hand and just give it a wee smooth over. And because you've only sparingly applied a wee light coat of Mod Podge, there shouldn't be bubbles. So that's it. As you can see, it's on. And we have a wee bit of leftover paper here, so we're just going to go around the sides here with your craft knife and remove the excess paper. Hope I whiz through it quickly. And what you can do here is get yourself a wee nail file, emery board. And we just smooth off the edges here. This is just light enough for this wee job here. So you're just going to smooth over the edges here. If I just look up, you can see it up close here. And you can have it as smooth finish, or you can roughen up the edges. Give that wee chic look. It's up to yourself. There we go. That'll do me for now, so I'm doing this video. And straight away you can see here, let's see if I can just turn that camera. Straight away you can see that's it set. Alright, so what we're going to do is turn over the back. I like to have a finished front and back. Other people are maybe happy enough to leave the back alone, especially whenever this is the lovely oak finish blocks, and quite a few you must actually do it as well, because I've got a few vinyl quotes as well. It's actually quite nice just putting on a plain background decoupage and then putting your vinyl quote, the wording, over the top of it. So that's going to come up shortly as well, another tutorial. So there's a thin layer on the second, at the back, and then I'm going to grab it's just a plain back version of the front. That's all it is, and I've just added in the exact same picture. Oops, just a wee bit offset for me there. Take number 2. You see, even I make mistakes. There we go. Flatten it out. And because I applied a thin layer of Mod Podge and it's thin paper, 75 grams, I was able to lift that straight back off again. And now put it back down again and flattened out with not one bubble. So same thing applies. Go in with your craft knife, trim off all your excess paper. And then go in now to do the edging. Oh, no, we got that. You go in then with your emery board and trim off, smooth off your wee edging. And then you keep doing that until you're happy enough with the edging. So what we have to do now is apply a thin layer of Mod Podge to the top, sorry, to the front and the back. That's it. So, first things first is get yourself a roller. And my tip for this, as I have sort of advised other crafters and other tutorials and some wee messages back and forth, is just to apply a small layer, a very thin layer. See what I'm doing here? Thin layer here, and don't overwork it, and just roll it over, because your colours, if you have a lot of colours in your design and your paper, you don't want that to run. So that's all I'm doing. I'm going to allow that to dry. I'm not going to touch that front cover again. So I'm doing the same here to the back. You can just hold on to it while you get at the access to the back and do the same thing. Just hold it at an angle and get your first coat on. Very lightly. Don't overwork it. Just roll up a couple of times, make sure it's coated. So I'll pause the video, allow that to dry, and then I'll be straight back. Hiya! Right, it's all dry now, so I'm going on ahead and giving it a second coat. And again, just do a little bit and just smooth lightly over with your roller. Okay, I'll come back whenever this second coat's dry. Okay, it's nearly dry now, so we're just going to go on ahead now and I'll show you the ribbon. So get a long ribbon, as long as you can. Okay. Oh, first things first, hang on. We need to, we want to set it on top of this here, so we're going to glue the bottom here with a very light coat of the Mod Podge, because this will help keep the ribbon in place as I try to wrap it around the block. So bear with me. There we go. This ribbon is the full width here, so it's 25mm here. So it's going to be, I don't have to colour in the edges or anything. So if we can sort of have an idea of how far we need to go around. So I'm just going to place that on top. This is the bottom. And there's the glue, the Mod Podge already helping to keep that in place for me. Don't worry, that will dry out thoroughly and you won't see any of the wee damp patches, as you can see here, look. So now we're going to turn it up and we're going to do the same thing again up the sides here to help the ribbon stay in place. Just be careful with their front and back. If you're not fully dried, you don't want any fingerprints while that Mod Podge is drying. Mine is nearly dry, so I'm just being extra careful here. So up we go to either side. try and rush this on because I don't want another big long video again. The last one took for ages to upload, and that's why I had to create the YouTube channel, because Facebook wouldn't upload the 20-minute video. Right, there we go. That's it now, ready. So what we really want to do here, if you can just see, is pull that up as tight as you can and bring it over halfway to the top. Whenever you've brought it over halfway to the top, you just get your scissors and we cut it. Okay, just make sure it's lined up center there, or not really center, but at the edges, sorry, I meant to say. And don't worry about those wee bits of Mod Podge that you can see, because that'll all dry clear. So the other side, what we want to do is hold it tight, hold the ribbon tight, and pull it up at the side and then right across the top until you reach halfway along the other side, and get your scissors and trim it off. And as you can see here, if I can just stand this up, pull it tight down to meet the other half. And don't worry about that gap, because we're going to create a wee bow here in the middle. So there we go, another wee bit of glue just to hold that wee lap in place. Just to show you that there. There we are. And that will securely go down into place. Right, so all the sides is fully covered now. And that will be drying out as I work out enough ribbon here now to sit on top for the wee ribbons, the wee ribbon bow, sorry. So you basically, if I can try and describe this in any way, if anybody's, you probably already did this before, but if you haven't, I just measured across the top here, so it sits in the middle. So if you can imagine there, look. So I'm going to cut that, and whenever you're happy with how long you want it, we'll just cut it. And then what we have to do then, what you can do is get your wee glue dots if you want to put it into place, or if you're happy enough just fiddling about here with the Mod Podge, because I use it for everything, or you can use a bit of super glue. What we're doing here is we're just creating a wee flat bow. So for now, I'm just going to continue with my Mod Podge. I'm going to dab a wee bit here in the centre. I'm also going to dab a wee bit here in the end to help this stay down. Okay. So here's your glue bit. And what we're going to do is just, there we go, stick the two ends together. And then we'll find the middle and push it there together. Okay, and then what we do is we place that in the center of where we have the glue here sitting ready for it. And I'm just going to do a wee bit here in the middle to help the center come down. There we go. And as I say, you can make these bows in advance. They're quite easy to do. You've probably already did them before. So I'm just going to slide that across. There we are. And then we're going to make a smaller one that sits then on top of this. So whatever your length was in the last one, just go half again. So this is just a smaller length. And again, with the Mod Podge or glue or sticky dots, it does not matter what you use as long as it serves the purpose for you and it sticks down. There we go. And the center. to allow that to go down. So I've now created another wee ribbon here to act as a bow to go on top of here. And now I'm going to put another wee bit of glue on here. And I'm going to press the centre one down. So just wriggle about. There we go, a wee bit extra. And we just hold in place for a wee moment. Let's see if I can get the camera around here. We're just going to hold in place for a moment. I can't get the angle. There we go. And you can see what's happening. As I say, don't worry, all that white glue, you'll not see it, it'll dry out. So, bear with me a wee minute. And then what I'm going to do next is just to secure a little bit of super glue to the top. And I'm going to put in my nice diamante at the top here, the wee heart diamante, and place that into the centre. And you can see it taking shape. I'll take a better photograph of it whenever it's all finished. So you can add, at this point, you can add more wee diamantes or wee pearl effects or anything and put them up the sides here. Or if you're like me and you don't like it overly busy, you can just leave it as it is. I'm just trimming off any wee leftover ribbon hairs here that has come loose. But that's basically it there. I've done it as fast as I could. What are we at now? 17 minutes and 54 seconds. And you can see here, as I say, I'll take a photograph. And you can see it in better light. For some reason, the sun coming in my bedroom into the craft room today isn't quite good. It's a bit shadowy. So I hope you like that. If you've any questions at all on any of that, anything that I've used, you want any more questions that you need answering, you can just send me a wee message here and I'm glad to help. And also send me a wee message if there's any other tutorials you'd like me to do. I'm here to help. We're all helping each other.